my channel, welcome back to another video. I'm Jessie E. This is Ravenclaw, and you're watching. Hey y'all, it is finally fall. I am so excited that my favorite season of the whole year is upon us, which means it is also time for me to announce the 2019 Booktube Awards. 2018 was the first and only Booktube Recognition Awards, and I really enjoyed hosting it. I had an absolute blast, but there were so many things that could have been done better, things that I can improve upon. And so in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about what is going to be changing in the 2019 Booktube Recognition Awards, what is staying the same, and just giving you all of the information that you will need in order to participate. So if you are not in the know about the Booktube Recognition Awards, these are award ceremonies that I created. They were designed to unite our community and to also raise awareness for booktubers who aren't getting enough love and appreciation. It's a time for us to get together and celebrate one another and to recognize the extremely hard work that we all put into our channels. And the awesome thing about the awards is that you don't necessarily have to be a booktuber to participate. Those who watch and support our channels can also participate in the Booktube Awards as well. And so the Booktube Awards aims to show that Booktube is a family. We will support each other regardless of background or subcount or even the type of bookish content that we create. Booktubers might not be as popular on YouTube as some of the other types of YouTube content creators, but that doesn't mean that we can't pull together and support ourselves. It doesn't mean that we can't create awesome opportunities to show each other love and to validate ourselves inside of our community. So the way it worked last year was I created 16 categories, and then on Twitter and in the comment sections of my announcement video, I had you guys basically nominate booktubers that fit those said categories. Nominations were open for over a month, and it was so beautiful to see booktubers big and small be uplifted and shouted out. I found out about so many booktubers that I didn't know even existed on this platform, some of whom I'm very close with now. It honestly was just such a blast. It was an amazing time. And then after the nomination period closed, we narrowed it down to, I believe, the top 4 in each category, and then the top 2 people in each category received award packages that I made myself. Now, I customized each of the award packages to the specific winners. You were a big Harry Potter fan, I might have sent you like Harry Potter socks and buttons and a thank you card and just all kinds of bookish and nerdy merch that was my way and the community's way of saying, hey, thank you for existing, for being a part of Booktube, for creating the awesome content that you create. It was honestly such a really fun experience, but I also learned a lot from that process. I learned a lot about the community because at the time I was still a newbie, and there are so many things that we can improve upon in the 2019 awards. So now that we are all up to speed, I am going to talk to you about what is going to be changing, what didn't go so well, and how we are going to work to correct it. Now, the first big major change in the 2019 Booktube Recognition Awards is the name. We are shortening it from the Booktube Recognition Awards to Booktube Awards. It's just cleaner, it's easier to say, and now there is a Twitter. The Twitter is Booktube Awards. And the second big major change, which is my absolute favorite thing that we're changing in the awards this year, is I have a co-host. Some of the issues with the 2018 awards was that I was just one person. I had a very small following at the time. I still didn't know a lot of people, and so it was really difficult to like truly make the awards as inclusive as I wanted them to be just because I had such a small influence. Most importantly, I'm only one person, and one person couldn't possibly represent a whole community. And so I thought a really good way to help combat that, to make the awards more inclusive and more representative of who we are on Booktube as a whole, was to have a co-host. And the person that I have asked to co-host the Booktube Awards of 2019 is Spencer from Common Spence. I was so excited that Spencer said yes, mainly because Spencer was the #1 nominated person across all of the 16 categories of 2018. He wasn't nominated in every single category, but people recommended him for so many different awards, and I wanted to honor how excited y'all were over Spencer's content by making him a host. So I'm really excited that he said yes. He also is just such a phenomenal individual. Some of the most creative, original content on Booktube, such a beautiful, just ebullient personality. A lot of the changes that you're gonna see me discuss in this video were Spencer's idea. He came up with so many things that we could have tweaked and changed and made better from last year. And so I'm just really excited to have his critical eye on this project because all my ideas are not always good. He sees things that I fail to see, and I'm so excited that he's doing this project with me. Another really exciting change is that this time we are going to let the community pick a host to co-host the Booktube Awards with us. So there is a host application link in the description box. If you are a booktuber, no matter what your sub count is, you are more than welcome to apply to be a host. Spencer and I are likely going to be selecting a host to work alongside us, and then we are also going to, based on who applies, let the community pick a host. I'm super excited about this because you guys are going to be the ones who are picking the host, and as a result, the Booktube Awards are going to be way more of a communal effort. Spencer and I don't want to be the only ones kind of making decisions about the awards. We want this to be an interactive experience because this is all of our community. And the only way for the Booktube Awards to be inclusive and to truly represent our amazing community is if everybody participates. Now, the next big change I have to announce is that there is going to be a fundraiser in order to fund the curation and the shipping of the Booktube Award packages. Now, the awards ceremony was last January, and it took me all the way up until the end of August to get all of the packages out. And that was mainly because shipping was so expensive, and it took me all year to kind of work to save up the money to get these packages out to the winners. I don't regret it. I would do it again in a heartbeat, but it was a very expensive endeavor. People, both booktubers and booktube watchers, who reached out to me and asked me like, hey, how can I help with the awards? And this is the #1 way that you can help with the awards, is by supporting our GoFundMe page. We are aiming to raise $450 that will cover the cost of the items that are going out to the winners and the shipping. Our goal is $400, but GoFundMe takes a portion of the proceedings, so we made it $450. The more money we raise, the more swag we can put into these boxes, the more care, the more items, the more awesome that they're going to be. So even if you can't donate, it would be amazing if you could share the link, spread the word. The fundraiser is going to be open from the day that this video launches all the way up to January 15th, so we do have plenty of time to meet our goal, and it would mean so much to Spencer and myself if you would help us out with this. The first 25 people who make a donation to our GoFundMe are going to be receiving a special postcard from Spencer, and we are doing a book depository giveaway of 2 to 3 of our donors. Now, another really big change in the Booktube Awards is we are shortening it down from 16 categories to 10 categories. We do have an additional month's time in order to promote the awards, but shortening it from 16 to 10 categories means that we all will have more time to research new booktubers and check out and explore in depth the channels of the final nominees before we make our final votes. One of the biggest criticisms I received last year was that we didn't really have enough time to kind of explore out and find out new channels in order to make creative recommendations for the awards. And so I think shortening the categories from 16 to 10 is really, really going to help with that. It's going to make it less chaotic for everybody and less stressful. Spencer and I are still deciding which 10 categories are going to make the final cut. Last year, the categories were Newcomer of the Year, Spectacular Skits, Magnificent Makeup, Heart-Stopping Hair, Vlogging Vixen, Content Champion, Incredible International Super Supporter, Brutal Honest Tea, Prominent Presence, Fantastically Funny, Awesome Aesthetic, Innovation and Creation, Readathon of the Year, Nicest Nonfiction, and Dynamic Duo. We've decided to cut Magnificent Makeup and Heart-Stopping Hair out for sure, just because those are based off of physical attributes and not so much the actual content of a person's channel. Spencer's announcement video is going to come soon, and that is when we are going to announce which categories are making the cut. Also, each host is going to have between 2 and 3 categories that they will be responsible for kind of handling the nominations for and promoting and things like that. And since each of our hosts will have a small number of categories that they are in charge of, it will be a lot easier for you as participants to ask for recommendations, to ask questions, and to get more in depth in these booktubers channels. So make sure you stay tuned for Spencer's announcement video, because a lot more details are going to be solidified in his video. Now, another big change is that if you won an award last year, you are not eligible to win that same award this year. You also can only win 1 award. Last year, I allowed multiple people to be up for multiple awards, and as a result of that, people just kept voting for the same person but in different categories. So you would have one person winning awards for Best Skits, Newbie of the Year, Content Champion. And we want to make sure that that doesn't happen again, because this is about not uplifting one person in multiple categories, but uplifting as many booktubers across the board. Now, that doesn't mean you can't nominate a person for multiple awards. That is totally fine. They just won't be able to make it through the final voting process for more than 1 award. Let's say a booktuber is nominated for about 5 awards. The category that they were nominated the most in is the category that they will be eligible for winning overall. So I've already mentioned this change. We will have a separate Twitter page instead of the awards just being hosted on my Twitter. That Twitter is Booktube Awards, so make sure you follow it. That's where we're going to be posting the threads with the final 10 categories, and on those threads, that's where you will nominate the booktubers that you would like to recommend for awards. Another change is that winners must confirm that they would like to receive an award at the final voting stage. We are doing it this way because last year I made award packages for people that never got back to me with their contact info, and so it was just like a huge waste of resources. And also, we want to make sure that awards are getting into the hands of people that actually want them, people that are engaging with the community, and people that are comfortable with winning an award. If you do make it to the final voting round, be sure to confirm that you would like to actually receive an award with us. Otherwise, you will forfeit your potential award and it will go to the next person in line. Okay, let's talk about what's staying the same in the 2019 Booktube Awards. Voting in all categories is still going to be mandatory. Last year, I had selective voting options available for a short period of time, and people were literally just voting for the most popular and most watched booktubers, and I am not hosting a popularity contest. So if you want to participate in the Booktube Awards, and I really hope that you do, you have to have done your research and make sure that you have checked out all of the channels who are on the voting page before you make your voting selections. Now we have less categories and more time to vote and explore different channels, so voting in all categories should absolutely not be a problem this year. We're still gonna have a separate award for booktubers who have really big channels. For example, if a booktuber is up to win an award but they have like 50,000 subs, we're going to give away 2 first place awards, one to a booktuber that is 50K and up, and another to a booktuber that is running a channel that has less subs. This way, booktubers that have large channels are still going to be recognized and appreciated and eligible to win an award. I think a lot of times big booktubers feel kind of pushed out of the community, and the awards are a celebration of your channel regardless of your sub count. So I really do not want to exclude big booktubers from the celebration. But I also don't want small booktubers to not be winning first place prizes because all of them are going to big booktubers. Another thing that's staying the same is we are still going to have a separate voting website, and recommendations or nominations must be kept diverse in terms of gender, race, sexuality, disability, nation, etc. I want the final award lineup to reflect how diverse and dynamic and unique our community truly and actually is. We must all be prepared to call it out if we see booktubers of only one type being recommended, and I was actually very proud and very pleased with the nominations for last year. I saw a lot of booktubers of color, a lot of queer booktubers, a lot of booktubers that didn't live in the United States being recommended, and I was very, very proud of the community for that. But it is something that we can always do better on, and so I want to keep pushing forward in that mission. Last year, I premiered the winners on my channel, and we're still going to be doing a premiered video, except this year it's going to be bigger and better. We're gonna have commercials and skits and features for booktubers who didn't make it into the final rounds. It's going to be really interactive and fun. I'm literally so excited about this. I cannot wait for us all to get started. And that brings us to my last comment, which is about the voting process. Now, Spencer and I are still ironing out the kinks in how we're going to handle the voting process. So again, make sure you stay tuned for his announcement video because that is when the voting process is going to really be defined. Nominations will be open for quite some time, and then preliminary voting is scheduled to take place from December 1st to December 10th. We are going to have 8 people in each category for voting round number 1. Secondary voting will be from December 11th to December 31st, where we will narrow it down to 4 people in each category, and then final voting will take place January 1st to January 10th. Last year, I had final voting open for 2 weeks, and 90% of people voted within the first 4 days. So instead of having a longer voting period like last year, we're gonna make the voting period shorter so that we have more time to check out the channels of those who are nominated. Also, having 3 rounds of voting means that we will all have more time to explore the channels of those who have been nominated. So if you do not know one of the nominees, it is absolutely your responsibility to check out their channel and to give them a chance before making your final voting selection. Now, the award show is going to be scheduled for January 15th, and then awards are going to be all shipped out by February February 1st. And that is all I have for you. Definitely stay tuned for more announcements. Make sure that you are following our Twitter because that is where the voting threads are going to take place. And then definitely make sure that you are following Spencer's channel so that you can be up to speed on the announcements and updates and changes that he is going to make. And I really, really, really do encourage everybody who is a booktuber to apply via the host application link if you're interested in hosting the Booktube Awards with us. And please, please donate to our GoFundMe so that we can make these packages as incredible as possible for you guys. If we want to make sure that the Booktube Awards doesn't become a popularity parade, we really, really have to put our best foot forward in actually checking out the channels of people that have been recommended, going out of your way to research booktubers that you don't know about and potentially recommend them for an award instead of just recommending your friends. Although I do totally encourage you to recommend your friends, people that you support and love and want to see honored, but just make sure that you're mixing it up. We can validate and love and support one another, not just during the Booktube Awards, but all year. The only way we can truly make this diverse and inclusive and fun and to really reflect our community as a whole is if as many people participate as possible. So I really hope that you will participate in the awards and in the voting process. If you want to show me you made it to the end of this video, comment down below with the word community. Now I'm gonna have like the Twitter and the GoFundMe and all that fun stuff linked in the description box below. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love it if you became a part of my dapper family. Feel free to hit that notification bell so that you never miss any content from Bowties and Books. And if you would like more daily content, follow me on my Bookstagram, Bowties and Books, because I basically live and pay rent to Instagram at this point. All right, y'all, I am signing off. Stay sharp, and I will see you in my next video.